Heavyweight boxing fans, chop it up with you stuff. So I'm gonna hit the bag till you guys show up. A few of you guys been asking me questions about some little, under the radar type of heavyweight fights. Obviously, you guys, I know you want to chop it up about the big stuff: Wilder, Fury, Dillian Whyte, AJ, Povetkin, Parker, Ortiz. You know what I mean? A few guys been asking me about Sean Turner versus David Price and Edmond Gerber versus Teper. So I'll get into some of that. Till then, wait for a few y'all to show up, man. See how many y'all in here. All right, people jumping in. Wait for a few more to show up. Wait for a few more y'all to show up. Move some of this shit out the way. What's good, man? What's good, y'all? See who's all up in here. Beverly Rose, how you doing? The Boxing Clinic and more. What's good, bro? First thing, let me talk about this, man. I know people probably start joining after I talk about it, but I'll go over it. Ain't really no thing. People been telling me, directing me to an article about Tyson Fury's trainer, saying he shouldn't take the fight yet. And then people saying shit like, hey, maybe that'll change your mind about this fight, Mr. Boxing. It's like, no, it doesn't at all. Look, fellas and women, listen to the athlete. If the athlete, to me, it's up to the athlete if he wants to fight or not. I don't give a damn if his grandmama came out with an article, his girlfriend, his wife, his son, his daughter. I don't care about none of that. So I don't give a damn that his trainer said he should take another fight. He's not ready. That's his trainer's opinion. Now, is it a valid opinion because he works with him and he's training him and he sees him? Somewhat. But at the end of the day, to me, I'm listening to the athlete, man. If a game's coming up, my athlete's saying he ain't ready, to me, man, mentally, he ain't there. I don't give a fuck what the coach, the assistant coaches that work with him, or work with him, whatever sport it is. I don't care about that, man. The athlete is telling me that he's not ready. You know what I'm saying? So, look, that article with his trainer, great. There's an article with his trainer who trains him that's saying he's not ready. Cool. I'm going with what the athlete says. The athlete says he's ready. I'm rolling with the athlete. So you guys can direct me to all types of articles with Joe Blow said he's not ready. You know, his 7th grade teacher said he's not ready. His trainer, his cook, his nutritionist. I don't give a fuck about that. The fighter, the athlete said he's ready. That's what I'm going by. Not what his trainer says. You know what I mean? So somebody's asking me or telling me that my opinion may change. It didn't change at all. It didn't change when I seen the link you sent me saying that his trainer was talking about it, and it didn't change my opinion after I heard his trainer talk. It means nothing. You know what I mean? It's just an opinion from somebody who is close in the camp, but I'm listening to the athlete, man. You know what I mean? That's what I'm listening to, the athlete. So y'all can listen to all these other people, trainers, nutritionists, brother, sister. That's fine. 2-5 Ty-Bone was good, man. Boxing Clinic and more. What you think about I'm not sure if you did a video on it yet. Beverly Rose, you can chime in as well. What do y'all think about Tyson Fury's trainer saying that he shouldn't take the fight yet with the daughter? Does that mean anything to you? Is it, oh, because it's his trainer? His trainer said it. You know what I mean? Arsenal Maniac says his trainer didn't say he's not ready. Nah, but didn't his trainer he should take another fight? That's what his trainer said, right? That he should take another fight, Arsenal Maniac, right? He should take another fight. Okay, what did his trainer say? What did his trainer say exactly? Because that's what I'm hearing, that his trainer says he should take another fight. I'm not saying his trainer said he was scared. Like, don't overblow what I'm saying, man. I didn't say his trainer said he was scared or anything like that, but just like another fight or a few months out, right? Denard Reed was good, man. All right, so you must be typing me a long-ass novel because I see you haven't responded yet. Okay, he said they kept on telling him wasn't he meant to have 4 fights. The trainer said he preferred, but Tyson is ready. Okay, but people thought my opinion was going to change that, okay, well, he should take a couple more fights. You know what I mean? But regardless of any of that, man, my opinion doesn't change. I'm listening to the athlete. So regardless of what's being said, I'm listening to the athlete. If Tyson Fury was coming out saying that, hey, I'm not ready, I don't want to fight, then I'll listen to what he has to say. And I'll go from there thinking that, hey, man, this motherfucker don't want to be in the ring yet. 2-5 Ty Bone says, Bai will beat Ortiz. And he, okay, so you're saying Brian Jennings will beat Ortiz in a rematch because he would box him and not just go out there and bang with him like the first time. I'm not sure about that, man. I'm not sure about that because when I watched Jennings fight, man, Jennings, you know, even when he was boxing, I'm not sure the way he was boxing against Dimitrenko would even be enough. The only thing I really saw from Jennings in that Dimitrenko fight, it was a good performance. It was a gutsy performance, good fight, an entertaining fight. But instead of doing this shit that he always does, when he comes forward, he'll catch shot against his arms and gloves, and he'll, you know, try to bang like that, hit the jab wing a little bit, try to bang like this, get close and try to push you back, and then try to land body shots. He was doing that to Ortiz. Against Dimitrenko, he did a little bit of that, but then his boxing was just staying on the outside. When Dimitrenko threw that right hand that he left out there too long, he just countered it like that. And then I seen him do some of this shit. When he was doing this, he was circling a little bit, then he was sneaking in with body shots, and then he was setting up right hands up top. He was doing this shit, that's cool, but I don't think that's enough. You know what I mean? I really don't think that's enough, man. I think if he tries that approach, I think Ortiz southpaw, and I think my camera may shoot this inverted, so I may be saying I'm southpaw, but it'll show me be orthodox. But anyways, I'm not sure how it's filming me right now. But anyways, Ortiz is southpaw. I think with that jab that Jennings throws when he's trying to fight out of this elusive type style, I think Ortiz will just bat that shit down, bat it down, and start following him. Bat it down, and then land left hands, bat it down to the body, bat it. And I think he'll just dominate him. And then Ortiz has a good lead, or his jab hand. He can throw hard hooks off that jab hand. He has a heavy lead hand, as I call it, where he can lead with power shots with his, not just jabs. He can, you know what I mean? Because you'll be looking for that left. He'll start hitting you with that damn right hand. Then Ortiz does this thing where I think they catch Jennings off guard. Jennings does decide to kind of fight like this. Ortiz does a thing that I really haven't seen many people be able to stop. He didn't really do it to Wilder as much because Wilder is just gangly and fucking awkward sometimes. But Ortiz, especially if he's trying to fight like this with him, he has this thing where he literally lifts his foot off the ground, steps in, and it looks like it's about to be a hook, but he'll knock your guard hand down and he'll come with left hands. You know what I mean? So he'll be mixing it up with you, he'll do this shit. That's the punch he landed against what's the cat's name? Madondo. Dude he knocked out on HBO. Face first, dude went fucking face first to the canvas. He landed it on him. He snuck a good left hand against Razvan Kanjana when he set him up. He came with that left hand down the middle. I don't know, man. I'll just see Ortiz dominating Jennings again. And then if Jennings does try to walk him down and get physical, I think Ortiz do what he did last time, where he'll probably play into getting pushed back and then he'll start landing uppercuts through Jennings' guard. You know what I mean? But it's a heavyweight division, man. Anything can't happen. But oh shit! But I fucking see I see Ortiz dominating Jennings again. 28 people in the building, man. Y'all go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Matt says, loving the content over the last few days, Mr. Boxing. Appreciate that. Double A Boxing and Blunt says, eating everyone was good. Mala2243 says, I'm surprised Fury would take the fight with Wilder this soon. It's a dangerous move. Wilder has shown he's very adept at landing that right hand. Fury must have great self-belief to take the fight. Johnny Payne says, I agree with that. Johnny Payne says, Jennings can't beat Ortiz. Not happening. I don't think he can either. I know it's easier that, you know, we've seen him lose to him before. So I just style-wise, I just see how it can happen. Just, you know, styles make fights. I don't see how it, I just don't see it. But look, I know Jennings will come in shape and he'll give it his best effort, you know what I mean? But I don't see him pulling out a victory. Omatola Kiyoro says, so you think Tyson Fury is ready for Deontay Wilder? Keys to victory. I did one yesterday on that, bro. You can check out the vid I did yesterday. Yeah, I think he's ready. You know, he got that weight off enough. Somebody told me, and I don't know if they'll show up to the comments section or show up to the chat, but they're telling me that when you lose a whole bunch of weight, you're weak. Facts. It's like, that is the dumbest shit I heard, man. Look, when you lose a whole bunch of muscle mass, when you're draining yourself to lose weight, then you'll come in weak and fatigued. But if you're losing this weight the right way, it's a lot of fat he had on him, man. I mean, you can literally go in the gym, put on a one of those plastic sweatsuit things and go and just work and hit the bag. Go hit that motherfucker for like 45 minutes to an hour and a half every day, and you'll burn weight off. It's not about not eating right, starving yourself to lose weight. It's not that type of shit going on, especially when you have that much fat on you. And this dude is a professional athlete, man. Now, if he's going in there trying to lose weight, trying to lose fucking 30 pounds in 4 days and not losing it the right way, then of course you're going to come in weak. Or if he's trying to lose muscle mass, he'll come in weaker. Chin gonna be softer. You know what I mean? Of course that's gonna happen. But if you're losing this shit gradually and you're already overweight as it is, then I think it's a little bit better. Look, Riddick Bowe did the same exact thing when he went into the second Galata fight, where he lost a lot of weight. And I remember George Foreman saying he's in great shape, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, he lost like fucking 40 pounds, but he lost it in like, you know, dude literally lost his shit in like a couple weeks, man, or like a month. That's not good. This isn't the case with Tyson Fury. He's been gradually training this whole year. Gradually training. You know what I mean? When he was saying he was back in the gym, losing it little by little, we seen it on Instagram or his social media accounts where he was gradually losing the weight. It's not like he was fucking 400 pounds last month and then last Saturday he showed up at 258. That's not true. Let me see here. Soma Hedgedos, he says, okay, but do you think that Wilder's style is not too problematic for Fury? Wilder is quick, tall, and listen. Do I think Wilder's style? Yeah, Wilder's style is problematic to me against anybody. You know, it's gangly. Look, Wilder isn't. He's not coming out there, you know, with your textbook type of style. You know what I mean? Wilder isn't coming out there fighting like this and, you know, throw it in and then bring it back and going like this. And, well, you know, that's not his style. His shit's like this. It's like this. Sometimes he'll do this. Wilder does have some shit that he does where, you know, you look at it and you say, man, one day somebody might catch him, man. But he does do some things that are very awkward that I wouldn't suggest a guy do. But when he is on defense, he'll kind of jump back in straight lines sometimes, or he'll, you know, he'll leave himself wide open when he throws those big haymakers. Sometimes you can catch him if you can catch him, but it's gangly. Sometimes he'll do this shit with you, you know what I mean? And he'll look for openings. You gotta pay attention to this. But sometimes if you get into a rhythm of just following him, it just depends on your style. A lot of guys aren't coming at him like this with the Luis Ortiz, or not Luis Ortiz, but Romain Severn type of style. Duhaupas did, but he really came up on him and was having some success backing Wilder up. But Wilder can do this type of shit sometimes, where he'll, you know, hit you with that left hook and keep you out there, kind of like how Klitschko used to do with that left hook and that jab. But Wilder, you know, it's just real. And he has another thing. I seen it in the Gerald Washington fight, where when he was leaning back, he was having a wide stance and he was leaning like this. And as I'm watching that fight, Gerald was doing textbooks things they teach you, proper type of technique, where he was punching like this. He wasn't leaning or anything. But I was thinking like, damn, if Gerald can just lean into a right hand, just take the chance of just leaning into a right hand, he may have been able to catch Wilder when Wilder was doing this shit. You know what I mean? But his style is very awkward, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You're worried about his right hand. I don't give a fuck how confident you are, how strong, muscular you are. You are worried about his right hand. Now, you may be in there trying to get your work off, but you're thinking about that right hand. You'll be an idiot not to. You know what I mean? So, but Fury, he's the type of guy that punches from weird angles, especially after he makes you miss. You know what I mean? He'll pop a jab like that. He'll do little shit like that. So when Wilder's making his little moves like this or going like this, Tyson Fury may be in position to hit him, because Tyson Fury will go like this and throw a right hand like that. You know what I mean? He will throw in those awkward angles. Their awkward angles may be able to mesh. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a good one. Let me see here. M. Reynolds says Jennings can't beat Ortiz. I agree with that. Matt says Fury is not ready for Wilder, but don't be surprised if he pulls a performance out the bag and makes it look easy. Okay. That's your opinion. That's cool. Johnny Payne said keys to victory: don't get hit, run like against Klitschko, and fight tall, keep Wilder right hand far away from you, and win by points. Anything else is Wilder by KO. Arsenal Maniac says, Mr. Boxing, are we convinced this fight is really on this year? Many not convinced, going by social media comments. How long should we give them to officially announce before we become suspicious? Shit, I think it's probably almost there, man. Frank Warren did say we'll have information by next week. It's only what, Tuesday? The fight was just Saturday. He said next week. So I'm at least give them the courtesy of giving them a full week. You know what I mean? It's like people, the dude told us, oh, next week. You know what I mean? People fucking Sunday, it's not official. It's like, well, the man said a week. Like, give him a week. You know what I mean? Should we gave Joshua and Wilder like a fucking 6-7 months? You know what I mean? Like, let's give him a week. Let's see what happens. Showtime on their official YouTube page already made a type of promo video, not some fan made up promo video, but Showtime's official YouTube page already has a promo vid out. You know what I mean? Shelly Finkel and Wilder being in the ring with Frank Warren and Tyson Fury, to me, we're taking a lot of steps. I told you guys 78 Sports TV has like a little minute clip of, it's like a gloves are off, face off type of deal where it's a Wilder, Fury, and then the WBC belts in the middle. And there's like a moderator, some white dude, I don't know who it is. He's in the middle of them. It's like a dark room and they're at a black table. So to me, it seems as if this shit's pretty much, they're just ironing out the details. You know what I mean? But to me, I'm giving the courtesy of a week. People are like, you know, 2 hours after the fight, it's not signed yet. There's no venue. It's like, Jesus, well, they said Vegas. You know what I mean? Let's just give them a week, man. You know, so we'll see. Now, if weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks go by, then of course it's like, dude, what's up with the fight? That's just common sense. Soma says, I think Ortiz should not fight Jennings again. Ortiz can only lose with that fight. But shit, man, you know, if he has to go the route with fighting a guy like Jennings in a rematch who's coming off some wins, I'd rather see that than another Razvan Kenjanu type of fight. You know what I mean? If, you know, I'm having no problem with that fight. And what's wrong with rematch, especially if a guy, I mean, Ortiz had his title shot, so it's not like he's some type of guy that's being denied a title shot. That, you know, he got his title shot, he came up short, and he's trying to get a few victories to get that title shot again. Jennings' only losses is a decision loss to Klitschko, and he got stopped by Luis Ortiz. Jennings isn't some punch drunk type of cat that's out there. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind the fight. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind it at all. If you go in there and whoop his ass, that's another win. It's not like, oh, you beat Jennings again, or that's nothing. Because look, if Parker beats Jennings, that's a good win. He gets to move on. If Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora, Adam Konowski, Dominic Brazil, if any of those guys beat Jennings, good win, get to move on. So why not for Ortiz? Yes, he beat him before, but it was a decent fight. It was a decent fight. You know what I mean? It almost looked like tides were turning, but really all Ortiz was doing was setting Jennings up by walking backwards allowing himself to get pushed back and start catching him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind the fight, you know. But do I want to see Ortiz in there with some fresh blood instead? Yeah, I would definitely want to see that, but I wouldn't mind this fight at all. Gaines PP says Jennings and Wilder are the only guys who want to fight Ortiz. Well, shit, man, you know, I think Dillian Whyte would fight him. Like if they told Whyte you have to fight Wilder in December, he would jump. I think there's other guys that want to fight him. But some of those guys I don't think want to fight other guys to get to him. They just want him straight away. But shit, Tyson Fury has shown that he wants to fight Wilder. So I won't say they're the only ones, but I get what you're trying to say though. Gaines PP says sparring don't mean that much. Arsenal Maniac says, have you heard the Whyte's latest video release claiming he's knocked out Fury many times in training? No chance. Arsenal Maniac, bro, like, do you ever have anything, like, everything you say to every video comment, it's always like, it's like you're a contrarian, man, like contrarian, but it's all good. Yes, I did see Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte just salty right now. Whyte just salty right now that he's not in position that Tyson Fury's in. That's all it is. If that's the case, I done heard a whole bunch of sparring rumors about your favorite fighters too. All right, so I done heard a whole bunch of shit about sparring. Paw Play was good, man. Johnny Payne says, I'd rather see Jennings trying to beat somebody like Konowski or Andy Ruiz than an Ortiz match. Denar Reed said they said Friday. Okay, so you're talking about when they're going to have some more news about the Wilder and Fury. Matt says, is anyone nervous that it hasn't been announced yet? Didn't they say Monday? From what I heard, it was sometime next week. I'm just going to give them a week, months and months and months of Wilder and Joshua. And we can't sit here and just, I mean, it's only been, the fight was just on Saturday, y'all. Like, God damn, let's just give it some time, man. People are already fucking nervous. Water, McCullough, Emmanuel Stewart trained both guys at some point. They most likely sparred. Ivan Lewis says Mansour should be fighting Kuzman. Yeah, he should, but for whatever reason, that rematch couldn't get underway. But I like the Philippe Hrgovic fight. Obviously, Philippe and his team, they feel as if they see the weakness they can exploit in the older fighter. And they want a name, and they want to fast-track him. So, hey, man, you're going to jump in the water. We're going to see if you can swim. We ain't got time to hold nobody's hand. Sheldon Holmes was good, bro. Leo Donald, what's up, man? Shout out to you, Leo Donald, because you're the one that told me about the Mansour versus Hrgovic fight. I almost thought you were trying to ask me about a fantasy matchup because I was just assuming that Hrgovic was still fighting, damn, what's dude's name? Cornish, Gary Cornish. So shout out to you for giving me that news. But you asked me, what's good, bro? What's your thoughts on the second Cruiserweight Super Series? I think it's a great idea. I haven't seen all the guys who are going to be in it, but it's always a good idea. Tournament format. Feed Khabib says Ellie Setback said Malik Scott is better than Tyson Fury. Just the fact that you brought up Malik Scott, shouts out to Malik Scott, man. He private messaged me on Instagram yesterday, encouraging words. I'm gonna just keep that private, but shouts out to Malik Scott, man. Shouts out to him for appreciating my work and just the things that we talked about, him reaching out to me. Shouts out to Malik Scott. As far as his skill level, Malik Scott, like I've been said for years, if you've been following me, you've heard me say this for years. Is he the best heavyweight? No, I don't believe he is. Is he one of the most skilled? Yes, he is. And I broke it down many a times before he reached out to me yesterday, all right? But I broke this down many a times. Footwork. I mean, just watch the dude work out, man. And I know you're going to say, well, that's a workout. That's what I'm saying. The dude has great skill. I think he'll be a really good trainer, man. I'm not sure how he'll work in the corner, but as far as training guys on head movement, hand placement, foot movement, being able to bend at the waist, use a jab, step around, throw combinations, very skilled guy, man. But do I think Malik Scott is a better fighter than Tyson Fury? No, I wouldn't say that. But skill-wise, he's right up there with the best. I mean, shit, he's right up there, dude. Michael Johnson, what's good, bro? Whyte said he knocked down, not knocked out. Yeah. Dillian Whyte said, did he knock down Tyson Fury, right? He didn't say he knocked down. He said he knocked him down plenty of times or some shit like that. Games PP says, I bet Parker will be fighting an absurd journeyman. With him, man, if he wants to get back in the win column and take a soft touch, I'm thinking somebody like Karatoro Fujimoto. Some of you may be like, who the fuck is that? I mean, I know who he is, you know what I mean? Because I follow the division like that. But he is rated by the WBO, which I think is a fucking absurd rating. But he's like, last I checked, he was like 7 or 8. So it'd be a rated opponent. And they already talked to her. If you guys remember, I think it was the end of last year. They were trying to squeeze in one more fight at the end of last year when he still had his strap. And they were told, so, shit, why not fight him? Is that who I want to see him fight? No, I'd rather see him fight Andy Ruiz Jr., maybe Brian Jennings. But if he's trying to get back in a win column with a fight that he's 99% sure of winning, take on somebody that's rated, a Fujimoto, somebody like that. Ivan Lewis says Briggs and Povetkin versus AJ is 50-50 genuine. Muttley One says Usyk is thinking about going heavyweight. Where do you think he ranks in all of this? Have to get in there and see what he can do, but he definitely has a skill set to trouble a lot of the heavyweights. Do I think he can beat the top of the top? We'll have to see. But I give him a good chance against guys like Dillian Whyte, Jarrell Miller, Joseph Parker, guys that are more his height, reach type guys. I give him a good advantage based on his movement. Does he have the power to knock those guys out? I guess we'll have to see. But I think he can pepper the shit out of some of these guys, and he can use good movement to get away from their punches, wrap up on the inside, let the ref break you, and then get right back in the center of the ring and just win a decision. I've seen him dominate guys in the what was that, the World Series of Boxing, when he fought at super heavyweight and he was beating guys like Joe Joyce and Junior Fa. He was outboxing the hell out those guys. You know what I mean? I even asked Junior Fa, who's the toughest guy you ever fought. He fought Joseph Parker 4 times in the amateurs, went 2-2. I'm thinking he's going to say Joseph Parker. He told me Usyk. It was quick too. He didn't even have to think about it. So, but we'll see though. We will see. Some people just don't think he has the power, and they just don't give him a chance in hell. You know, a lot of people didn't think Chris Bird had any power, and this dude won a world title and held the IBF strap for 4 years. You know what I mean? So Jimmy Young was a guy like that in the 70s as well. Was able to beat George Foreman and, you know, so on and so forth. Soma says, hold on, let me see. Michael Johnson says, out of Whyte last 8 fights, who has he fought in the top 15 of the WBC? I can't think off the top of my head, bro. I don't think he's fought anybody in the top 10, at least, in the WBC. I don't have the rankings in front of me. Even though Parker's not rated by the WBC top 10 or 15, Parker's still a top 10 heavyweight. So regardless of that. But as far as your question, bro, I have to look. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but I don't think he's fought. What's Derek Chisora rated right now? I think Chisora is back in the rankings for WBC. I can't think off the top of my head, though. Someone says, what is your opinion about the big, okay, I'm assuming you're trying to put Big Baby Miller versus Adamek fight. Isn't too dangerous for Adamek. He's originally light heavyweight and 41 years old. Yeah, Adamek is a 2-weight division world champion, light heavyweight, cruiserweight, moved up to heavyweight, was able to beat Areola, a fight I thought Areola was going to win. He, you know, we had a shot against Vitaly and came up short. Look, man, since his loss to Eric Molina, he has came back to beat Fred Cassie, Solomon Hamanu, and Joey Abel. He's been in good shape, not for a 41-year-old, but I think Miller's just going to be like Pac-Man. He's just going to fucking just eat him up, man. He's going to eat him up no matter what Adamek tries to do. And I think he'll try to stick and move, throw combinations, try to circle out, throw combinations, try to circle out, try to break the rhythm by going left and right. But I see Miller just cutting the ring off on him, going to the body and just beating him down. and just wearing him out, busting his nose. His corner may wave the white flag. That's what I think is going to happen in that fight. I think it's a mismatch. Ivan Lewis says, Mr. Boxing, maybe you should be making a pro debut. Mala2243 says, okay, he's talking against PP. VVS1, he says, is Usyk versus Bill you signed? No, but I hear them talking about, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're talking about, is it November 10th or is it December 10th? It's one of the 2 dates that I hear them talking about. I like that fight. Before I answer more questions, man, let me give my quick opinion about Sean Turner versus David Price. Okay, Sean Turner, I'd rather show you, man, so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me get a drink real quick, y'all. Sean Turner, the type of guy where he wants to come forward. He wants to come forward like this. You know, if you jab him, he'll try to knock your little jab down. He wants to come forward and just bang. So it's just, with him, bells gonna ring, gonna come right towards you, knock it down. That's him. He's one of those dudes. He wants to get close. He's one of them dudes. You know, that's pretty easy. He goes backwards. He's putting his high guard up. Price, we know he has a big right hand. With Price, there's two different type of fucking David Price, man. You might see the Price when he fought, what's the guy's name? Sokolowski. He would look like a fucking a version of Tyson Fury in that one. He was kind of not really sitting down, kind of moving like this. He was doing this shit, you know. He was doing this type of shit. I want to see him do this. Use that jab, hook off of it, use that jab, and back Sean Turner up. He coming forward, put the jab in his face, put the jab in his face, flick it sometimes, change it up, change it up, change it up sometimes, and then right hand on him, back his ass up, man. That hook he landed on Povetkin was a little sneaky hook. Man, put those type of shots on him, back Sean Turner up. Do not let him back you up, man. I think Price is going to win that fight. All right, another fight people want my opinion about is Edmond Gerber versus Teper. All right, Edmond Gerber, some of you have seen him fight against Derek Chisora. Chisora was able to stop him. Ref kind of jumped in, stopped the fight when Gerber was against the ropes. Gerber, his style is pretty much like this. He'll do this shit. You throw punches, he'll just tighten up his high guard. He'll take them. He's not really a elusive type of dude. He doesn't do this type of shit. It's not him. It's just this. He'll step, and he takes steps too. Like he's not sliding across the floor. He's pretty much just fucking stepping, take this. Just very basic. Squeeze the high guard when you throw. It's very basic, all right? When he goes backwards, he gets in trouble. I think Teper should try to implement some of what Derek Chisora was doing. But Chisora's a dog, though, you know. Derek could come forward and try to just bust you up and push you back. You know what I mean? I think Teper should try some of that. Teper is damn near the same as Gerber, but he will mix up his punch variation. Gerber's not comfortable going backwards. He'll try to jab, then he runs out of ideas. He'll just do this and get himself pinned against the ropes, or just going backwards, getting hit off his high guard. All right, Teper, somewhat, that dude hasn't looked good since that whole drug thing happened with him. When his home got raided for all them drugs, he started to get a gut. He just didn't look the same against, who did he fight? Whyte and Christian Hammer. His body physique didn't look the same. He's came back and fought a couple journeymen. I've seen those fights on YouTube. He does this. His movement is funny watching Teper, because his movement is this. It's just this. And it's like, dude, you're not really getting out the way of anything, but I get it. You know what I mean? He does this, then he'll switch it up. He'll throw uppercuts. He'll come like that. You know what I mean? But I think he should implement this and then try to come forward and then just rip the body, go upstairs, uppercuts, hooks, step around, and just try to put it on Edmond Gerber. Get him in the high guard, pushing him back. He's not comfortable going backwards, all right? That's what I think about that fight. But you know what? I'm going to pick Gerber, man. I think Gerber, nah, fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I think if Teper goes backwards, he's just gonna try to throw Hail Marys, whereas Gerber, he just literally high guards it. You know what I mean? He just literally just high guards the shit. At least Teper, I think, will try to throw out of it. But man, he hasn't looked the same, dude. Since he knocked out Price, then he got busted. He just hasn't looked the same. I'm gonna go with Gerber in this fight, man. He's been more active. I'm going with Gerber, yo. I think he was out 2016 though. I forget, man. But I'm gonna go with Gerber, and they're fighting for a IBF Intercontinental title. And I'm believing, shit, I thought that Teper and Helenius was going to try to fight each other. You know what I mean? So maybe the winner might fight Helenius. I'm not sure. That's my opinion about those fights, man. Let me get back to this. Ivan Lewis says Scott lacks punching power. Yes, he lacks big time. You know, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Povetkin type of punching power. Yes, he does. Guys who can really pop. But when it comes to skill, yeah, I think he's right there. Hop, what's good, man? He says already ready. What's up, Mr. Boxing? What's good, man? Arsenal Maniac says, which cities do you reckon the press conference be held since the fight is in America? I reckon New York, Vegas, possibly LA, in England, obviously London, maybe Manchester. Yeah, those cities are about right. Those cities, Vegas, New York, LA. Yeah, those are the, you know, the mainstream cities if they really want to go around the country, maybe like a Miami or something like that. But I think you hit the nail. I think you hit it right on the head. Alabama would be good. Some people, I see you laughed out loud at that, but shit, that's his hometown. You know, they get behind their champions, man. I know just being your name's Arsenal Maniac, I'm sure you're not privy to college football. You may think, oh, American college football, that shit is huge here. Huge. College football is huge. And Tuscaloosa is home of the champions. You know what I mean? Roll Tide. So, and they threw a little parade for Deontay Wilder out there, man. They respect him. They love him out there. That might be a good idea, but I'm not sure what they want to do with that. Oh, it's late in England? Okay, I'm wondering why it wasn't more UK guys. Yeah, I forget the crazy time difference. Ivan Lewis says Marco Huck now is in heavyweight division. Check his last fight. I'll check it out. Shit, Marco Huck gave Povetkin money. Arsenal Maniac says, how come you people never mentioned Usyk or barely knew who he was? All of a sudden, Usyk is this, Usyk is that. Get out of here. Yo, bro, Arsenal Maniac, man, I don't know who you follow, man, but I've heard people talk about Usyk a lot. What you got to realize is, though, bro, is, well, I made my first Usyk video in 2015 on my Mr. Boxing Today channel. Then I came out with another video Usyk the beginning of 2016 on this channel talking about Usyk. And there was people in the comments section. Some people just didn't know who he was, you know what I mean? But once you become undisputed, and it's not like Usyk has has like this career with fucking 37 fights where we've never talked about him. The dude only has really a handful of fights. He became undisputed, and at least since he came undisputed, he's getting his proper respect. You know what I mean? So that's all that matters, man. Fuck what didn't happen. What's happening now is people are giving him his respect. You know what I mean? We want to focus on the negative so fucking much. People are giving him his respect now, rightfully so. You know what I mean? But some people just got to get privy to some of these guys, man. A guy like me and fans that are like me who go trying to search for guys out in Europe, you know what I mean? We're just, you know, nerds of the shit. But a lot of people just didn't know who he was, because shit, if you're not fighting on Showtime and HBO and stuff like that, some people, or PBC or just the networks here in the States, some people ain't gonna know who you are, man. You know, especially when you got to go watch a fucking fight of somebody in a language you don't even fucking understand. I don't think that's an excuse, because I do it all the time. But some people just don't want to go that far. But the main thing is he's undisputed. And we know who, and a lot of people know who he is now. That tournament, man, fighting in a format like that, you get a lot of respect, man, fighting those type of tournaments where there's no ducking, there's no none of that shit. There's no he's not ready. You fight in a tournament, win or shut up. You know what I mean? He's a shorter guy that wants to get the boxer. You know what I mean? Amir Mansour, he's lefty. Just step in and, you know, fucking get hit by. That's how Gerald was catching him. Gerald was a tall fighter catching him. Boom, catching him uppercut, catching him right hands. You know what I mean? But Amir can fight, man. That motherfucker be moving around. In the Cruiserweight fight, he was catching shots, coming back with hooks. He was moving around a little bit, catching the jab, left hand to the body. You know what I mean? Leaning over, with that. Like Amir can fight, man. That motherfucker can move and fight from that low stance. Sometimes he'll get overly aggressive and try to just, you know, come in with hooks and big uppercuts. But Hrgovic, he gonna be in there trying to, if he can keep you on the end of this, he will be very aggressive. He's not one of those guys that's like, okay, you just stay back there. I'm cool with this. No, oh, you can't get in? You know, he'll mix it up. Hrgovic will be very aggressive with you. He has a tendency sometimes to jump back in straight lines sometimes. He'll jump back like this with his hands like this and shit, but we'll see what's going to happen. That's going to be a good one. I'm expecting Mansour to try to jab to the body, circle, jab, and then come over the top with something. He's going to try to surprise him with that. And if that shit lands, boy, he may go to sleep. He may go to sleep. I'm going to take a few more questions, y'all. I'm going to hop off in a second here. Let me see. Let me see here. Fee Khabib says Frank Warren needs to be placed into a mental health facility. He said Wilder Fury's on the level of Tyson Lewis. We'll put it this way, bro. I think these guys are more in their prime than Tyson and Lewis. But as far as what Tyson Lewis meant, even though it was towards the end, obviously it wasn't the same Tyson. I know people want to say, oh, but they're around the same age. Yeah, but you could be around the same age and one guy can be more close to his best than the other guy. Same age don't mean shit. I mean, it does. You're the same age, but some guys, their progression goes higher as they age. Whereas Mike's, he was better when he was more younger and, you know, when he was a little bit past his prime, but, you know, like that 96, 97, even 91 before he went to jail. But you guys know what I'm saying. But as far as the name recognition and what they mean to the sport, no, I think Tyson Lewis is a far bigger fight. But that's the era, man. Frank Warren's being a promoter. Shit, as the fight builds up, he may say it's bigger than fucking Ali Frazier 1. I mean, it's a promoter. They're gonna say promoter type shit. Leo Donald says, hold on, let me see. Levi Khan says, will Shannon Briggs ever fight again? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Hopefully old Shannon get one more chance, man. I'm not sure. Leo Donald says, Mr. Boxing, are you following the amateur super heavyweights or amateur heavyweight / super heavyweight division? Anyone that stands out to you that we should have our eye on for the next Olympic Games? No, I haven't, but I'm going to get on top of that. Somebody asked me that in the last live stream, but I'm going to get back on top of that. Let me see here. Arsenal Maniac says welterweight. Yeah, I like the welterweight division, if you're asking me that. Arsenal Maniac says it's called the bag that doesn't punch back. Yeah, I know it doesn't punch back. Arsenal Maniac, how about you come on here and me and you spar? I think that'd be good for an Arsenal Maniac. Go about 3 or 4 rounds with 16-ounce gloves on. Leo Donald, I haven't sparred in a minute though. About shit, 2012 probably. I haven't sparred in a while. 2012, 2013. Leo Donald says, what's the deal with Malik Scott? He always looks in shape and stays in the gym, but no mention of a fight. I'm not sure what his next steps are as far as that goes. Now that we have a little line of communication. One of these upcoming days, will probably get into that and talk about that. But the conversation me and him had was not about like his next fight or anything like that. Games PP says, can David Price have chin surgery and will that improve his chin? That's funny. Official AJ, what's good, bro? He says, I still don't know how Guillermo Jones is ranked in the WBA. Man, that dude has like a lifetime. That dude's been rated by the WBA for like 10 straight fucking years, man. He just had a tough, I believe it was his last fight. He fought, if it wasn't his last fight, it was one of his last fights. He fought Yoto Pereira. I believe I'm pronouncing his name right. Ecuadorian kid who made the Olympics, who actually beat Dominic Brazil to qualify for the 2012 games. And he also knocked out Simon Keane in the amateurs. But anyways, Guillermo Jones fought him and he won a close decision. I believe it was a close decision. I didn't get to see it. I just seen the just the news that he won. But I'm not sure how Guillermo Jones, man. And Guillermo Jones was a good fighter back in his day, but official AJ says people coming to the wrong channel talking about people just talking about people. Mr. Boxing covers more prospects than any channel. Yeah. I mean, I've covered just for one division, bro. I've covered 90 prospects. Now just think about that. Some people, and I'm not saying other YouTubers, I'm talking about just boxing fans, period. A lot of people say, why do you only cover the heavyweights? You should cover these other divisions. Look, I watch other divisions, but heavyweight is king to me. I'm a big guy myself, 6'5", 240. Been watching the division for literally 30 years. I grew up on it, watching Larry Holmes, Greg Page, Michael Dokes, Tim Witherspoon, Larry, you know, so on and so forth, right? But just think about it, y'all. There's cats who watch heavyweights, weights, welterweights, middleweights. Out of all those divisions they watch, they probably watch 8 or 9 divisions. Out of all those divisions they watch, they probably watch and pay attention to about 60 to 70 of those guys. I'm watching one division and I'm paying attention to 90 prospects. Not even the fucking top 15s, 90 prospects. You know what I mean? So that just lets you know how much heavyweight boxing that I watch just of this era. I'm not counting like the old school stuff that I keep track of, but I watch a lot of heavy. That's why I know a lot of these fucking journeymen. A lot of these journeymen are fighting the same prospects. You know what I mean? So I watch a lot of heavyweight boxing, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in and just listening to me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't want to hear about Philippe Hrgovic. You know what I mean? And I know that. You know what I mean? I know that people don't want to hear about Ivan Deichko. There's only a small percent of us, but I do. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all coming in, listen to me talk about these dudes, man. So salute to y'all, even if we disagree. Okay, he says somebody from Team Fury thinks that Wilder will be easier than Chisora. That's great that they have the confidence. That's good. That's good that they believe that. Official AJ says, because of Mr. Boxing, I met Junior Fa, true story, and I wouldn't know him if it wasn't for Mr. Boxing. And that day, Lou DiBella told me he signed to him. That's what's up. Because a lot of these cats, man, I'm talking about them when they're 1-0 or before they sign their pro contract, a tournament I've seen of them in the amateurs. You know what I mean? So I like bringing light to those guys, man. Because you never know, man. It could be a diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? And a lot of those dudes now are, if you go look at the WBO rankings and the IBF rankings, go look at the bottom half of those top 15s. All them dudes are in my prospect watch videos. Even some guys that are rated high, like Tom Schwartz, who's fucking like rated number 4 or 5 by the WBO. You know what I mean? So a lot of these dudes are gaining ground and starting to have some success and are getting rated. You know what I mean? So salute to them, man, putting in the hard work to get that ranking. Whether you think they deserve it or not, you know, that's a different story. But just to see those guys in a ranking and have opportunity to move up and get a big fight and shit, roll the dice and see what they can do. You know what I mean? We can say, oh, he doesn't deserve that ranking, but okay, he's there. Put him against somebody that has the name, that's in the rankings. Let's roll the dice. Shit, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Deep Hog says Malik Scott next fight is in sparring. He's a career sparring partner. Laugh out loud. He does do a lot of sparring. He's been in a lot of camps. You know what I mean? He gets paid now. It's not like he's just showing up and just making $300. I mean, he gets paid well. You know what I mean? He's out there. The dude loves to fight, man. He lives the life of a fighter. I'm not sure who he's fighting next, or if he's fighting next. I'm not really sure, but I got a lot of respect for Malik Scott. You know what I mean? Before we communicated yesterday, because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just saying that." No, I've always said that. I actually picked, and it's funny because people think I'm a big Wilder. You just like Wilder, and that's not true, bro. I've actually picked 2 guys to beat Wilder based on styles, studying them and what I've seen, and I was wrong in both fights. I picked Malik Scott to beat Wilder. I just didn't think stylistically how he would be able to land that right hand. And at that point in time, it's like, okay, you got a nice right hand, but I just thought Malik Scott had the head movement, the footwork ability to get out the way of that shit, catch him with shots, touch him, move him, tie him up on the inside. You know, I was wrong. And then the first Tavern fight, I didn't think Wilder would be able to fight off the back foot from previous fights I've seen. I didn't see him go off the back foot, use the jab, check left hook, circle. I didn't see any of that shit. You know what I mean? The only thing I was seeing from Wilder leading up to that Stavern fight was this. And if you see, well, this is why I was favoring Stavern. Not so much this Stavern that I thought he was a fucking second coming of Joe Frazier. It was just the fact that when I seen Wilder back up in previous fights, I just seen this shit. He'll do this shit, and then he'll just put up the high guard and just go back. Or he was leaning back like this, or just going like this. When he fought Stavern in the first fight, he was like a fucking different person. He was keeping that jab, keeping that jab, catching those left hooks, turning them, landing right hands, keeping that jab on him, throwing that left hook. It was like a fucking different Wilder. He was backing up, checking with the left hook, turning them, just keeping them in front of him. I didn't think he had that ability. He fucking surprised the shit out of me. And I knew Stavern was a tough dude that can take a shot. You know what I mean? So he surprised me in that one. Okay, so I caught up to all the comments. Let me see here. Games PP says Francois Russell versus Jamal Woods. I got to check up on Francois Russell. I haven't heard of him, but I know Jamal Woods is a tough journeyman, and he'll fuck around and make your prospect look bad. So I'm gonna check up on Russell though. Main event boxing talk. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. He says, hey. He said, I have a question. What do you think about Trevor Bryan? Trevor Bryan just beat BJ Flores. I think he has a good skill set. I think he needs to be more active. He came in good shape in the Flores fight. The fight before that, he put on like 12 pounds or some shit from his previous fight he had before that fight. So he got in good shape. I've seen him spar Jarrell Miller. I've seen some good things in that. I seen him spar Shannon Briggs. Seen some good things in that. Briggs has came out and stated how much that Trevor Bryan has helped him on his way back when he came back from being depressed and losing weight and going down to the heavyweight factory and training. You know what I mean? So I like Trevor Bryan. Just need him to see him more active and against better opposition now. Now it's time to step up and fight the Andrew Reese Jr.'s, the Jarrell Millers, the Brian Jennings, the Dominic Brazils, the Konowski, Charles Martin winner, guys like that. It's time to step up and fight those types of guys. He's beaten, the Derek Rossies of the world, stuff like that. Good skill set, you know what I mean? Jab, brings it back, throws the right hand, throws the left hook. Stacey McKinley got him moving his head. He's with the proper trainers. He gets the proper work down there at the heavyweight factory. Just want to see more of the kid. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. Just want to see more of him and see what he does against better opposition. Derek Chisora is another one I wouldn't mind seeing him fight. Main event boxing talk says Malik Scott sends me to sleep. That's what's up. Okay. Let me see. They took our man. Y'all be having some crazy ass names on here, man. He says they took our jobs. They took our job, says, what about that dude Spong? You talking about Tyrone Spong, explosive fighter, former champion in kickboxing. I know he had a few MMA fights. explosive type of guy, but he's not trying to fucking just run in there and just bulldoze you with shots. He doesn't fight like that. He'll be patient. He'll go on the back foot. He'll try to set you up with a nice jab. He'll paw with it. He'll throw it out there. He'll step in hard with it. Again, he's one of them dudes, man. High KO percentage as of right now. Want to just see more of them. Some of these guys, they're looking great against the opposition they're fighting. So when you see him, it's like, damn, he does this great, he does that great, he does this great. I want to see, just because these guys haven't fought higher opposition yet, so it's kind of hard to say. But from what I've seen of him fighting downhill, meaning just walking through the guys he's fighting, he looks great. You know what I mean? But I obviously want to see him against somebody that put up some resistance, and then we'll go from there. But from what I've seen, he has some tools. You know what I mean? He isn't the biggest guy. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". He gets a lot of work in with Luis Ortiz. I know he's down there in training camps with Guillermo Rigondeaux, Philippe Hrgovic. So he has some good training partners. You know what I mean? So I want to see more of him. I just seen a picture up on Instagram of him and Linroy Thomas getting some work in together. Guillermo Rigondeaux was in that picture too. You know what I mean? So I believe he even gets work in with Ivan Deichko down there in Miami. So just want to see more of them, man. A lot of these guys you ask me about, especially if they're guys who haven't stepped up and fought somebody that they can possibly lose against, like a 50-50. I just want to see more of them, and I want to see them in fights like that. When there's resistance, how does that fighter respond? Anybody can go in there, put the jab, right hand, left hook, pushing you back. Anybody can look good like that, right? Or stepping back, keeping the jab on somebody. What happens when that jab can't land and you take one and your nose is bleeding and you're up against the ropes and you're getting uppercutted and your fucking mouthpiece is getting knocked out and you're sitting down in your corner and your corner's telling you, man, you just lost that round. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? I want to see that type of shit. Trill Scott Heron says, what's up, Mr. Bob? All right, went off for a minute. I've yet to see the contestants. If you guys give me the name of the contestants, I'll go from there. I'll probably do it. Look, I'll do a video on that. I'll do some research, do my due diligence, get privy to the situation about who the contestants will be, and I'll do a video about it. Main Event Boxing Talk. Main Event Boxing Talk says, man, when are you coming on my show? When is your show, man? Let me know when it is, man. I'll definitely come in there and talk some boxing talk with you. Ivan Lewis says Antonio Tarver versus Malik Scott at this stage would be sensible. I'll pick Malik Scott to beat him. They took our job, says check out Spong, Tyrone Spong, dude's a wrecking machine. Official AJ says I never knew how short Tarver was until I seen him in person and was right next to him. Unbiased Boxing Talk, Duck Squad, B-Side says Mr. Boxing, who you got, Konowski or Martin? Y'all asked me that yesterday. That's a tough one, yo. It's just with fucking Charles Martin. I just don't know what I'm gonna get, man. I almost want to just lean towards Konowski because I know I'm not going to get shortchanged. With Martin, you know what I'm saying? Now he's had more goodnesses than bad. I'll say that, but I want to see how he responds to the pressure that Konowski's going to put on him. And Konowski is very hittable, so his opportunities will be there to put a stop to that pressure. But I just want to see how he responds to the pressure, you know? I know I didn't answer your question, but it's just a toss-up, man, because usually if Martin was on, let's say he went out on his shield against Joshua, like I thought he would, I would pick Martin in this fight based on styles, based on that southpaw stance, giving Konowski a little bit of trouble, based on me seeing Lago Kiladze pretty much was touching up Konowski in that fight. He ran out of gas due to Konowski putting pressure on him, ripping his body, and then Konowski was able just to fucking just eat him up. You know what I mean? But he was getting touched up. I think Martin can do those same things and punch harder and strong enough to wrap him up on the inside and push him back. But I just don't know. I just really don't know, man. Let me see here. The odd fella. Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, the odd fella was good, man. He says, Mr. Box today, what do you think about Fabio Worley? I think he has more upside than Dubois. I got to check him out. That's one of the prospects I haven't heard about. So I'll check him out, fella. Greetings from the north side. You didn't put that in your comment. You usually always say that. Games PP says Steve Cunningham versus O'Neal Bell. Ooh, that's a good one, man. I'm gonna go with Steve. That's a good one though. I think James Toney at Cruiser just beat them all though. Southside Boxing 601. What's good, my brother? He says the heavyweight GOAT, Mr. Boxing today. I appreciate that, man. Main Event Boxing Talk says, bro, I invited you on my show. If you did, man, I'm not sure when you did that. You gotta remember though, Main Event Boxing Talk, I just took, before I came back and got active over the last few weeks, I took like 3 months or 2 months off, man. And I've been trying to be more active on this channel. But sometimes I do get into my situations where I take a month or two off, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to stay more active. But if you did see that, maybe I did, I just don't remember, man. Kiwi Box was good, man. He said Hrgovic versus Mansour. I went over that, Kiwi. I actually did a live stream today, bro. I did a fucking hour-long live stream earlier today. The title is Hrgovic versus Mansour, so you can check it out. I'm about to get off. That's why, Kiwi, I'm not answering the questions. I did a live stream. And I did another video today. You'll see, if you go to my page, you'll see I did like another 7-minute video today, and I talked about that fight in that video. All right. But shout out to my man Kiwi Box. Ivan Lewis says Vladimir or Foreman, who had stronger jab in your opinion? I think Foreman. Vladimir had a very strong fucking jab. Foreman to me stepped into his jab a lot harder, and I think it just, from the eye test, it seemed more thudding. But Vladimir had a terrific jab, no doubt about it. I'm not taking away from his jab at all. Levi Khan says, I like to see BJ Flores versus Dylan Whyte next for, oh, you want to see BJ Flores get put into a coma, dog. Flores just got knocked down 6 times against Trevor Bryan, yo, in like 4 or 5 rounds. You trying, man, stop, man. You trying to see BJ Flores get hurt, bro. Flores' best days are behind him, and his best days was at Cruiser. It's time for him to hang it up, in my opinion. Yeah, you're trolling, because now you just said if not a rematch with Flores versus Trevor Bryan. Yeah, man, stop it. World Breaker Fighting, my brother. He says, what's up, Mr. Boxer today? Got to get you on the chat room on Tuesdays. I'm gonna try to make it, man. I'm being way more active than I've been in the last, when I took the 2 months off, what was that? Because I've been back active probably the end of last month up until right now. I've been very active. So I'm gonna get back to jumping on people's live streams. I know Kiwi sent me an invite. Guys, man, I know Blood, I don't think Blood going live right now. I want to be able to jump on that morning broadcast with 78 and Black Fight Fan. I want to be able to jump on there. Fanon just went back live. So there's a few guys. Main Event Boxing Talk was just asking me to go live with him. So a few guys who I want to talk some boxing with, man. The Odd Fella says, had to get straight to it. Salute, Mr. Boxing. Okay. And Worley is another UK prospect. All right, I'm going to definitely check him out. Let me see here, read a few more, and I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. Skid Plate says, Foreman's hands are bricks. You damn right they were. He had that country strength, as we call it here in the States. He had that just country bunking strength, man. There's a picture of Big George back in the day where he had a fucking, I don't know what the fuck he had across his shoulders. Maybe World Breaker Fight. One of y'all probably remember that picture of Foreman where he had a fucking, I don't know if it was a goat or a fucking horse. I don't know what the, well, not a horse, but what the fuck, like it was something, man. A big ass animal just draped over his shoulders with a flannel, like he was just in the back in the country, just moving shit around with brute strength. You know what I mean? Foreman was a very, very strong dude. Even in his days when he came back and people were saying he's fat, it's like, yeah, he has a gut on him, but look at his fucking shoulders. Look at his forearms were like fucking tree trunks, man. I seen him in preparation for the Holyfield fight. He was doing some curls over the curl bench. His motherfucking arms was huge. His fucking forearms were huge, man. Big ass, meaty hands. Like, Big George had some, that dude was powerful, man. Big George was powerful. Not too many dudes can back Evander, when he was in his prime, back him up and hurt him. And Big George was a 40+ something dude that was able to do it. Ivan Lewis says, why was you off for some time? Because, man, sometimes I just get bored. Not get bored with boxing, but sometimes the current guys, when the fight, look, man, when fights aren't happening, now this happens in every era, all right? But to me, when there's fights that should be happening and they're not happening for ridiculous reasons, it just drains my energy to want to just talk about anything, even prospects that have nothing to do with it, even weight classes that have nothing to do with it. It just irritates the fuck out of me when we can't get undisputed. We haven't had undisputed for going on 20 years now, man. To me as a fan, it just pisses me off. And it just makes me just say, man, fuck you two. I don't even care. I'm just going to watch Foreman, Michael Moore or some shit, or I'm just going to go back and watch some Sonny Liston or something, or I'm gonna go back and just watch some Cleveland Williams fights or some Joe Louis fights. You know what I mean? Just get back to just the history of boxing and just do other things. But I could have easily made some videos. I will still listen to a few guys that I'm subscribed to. You know what I mean? But sometimes, man, I go watch some fucking Nino Valdez or some fucking Zora Foley or something, or some Eddie Minchin fights, or, you know what I mean? Just go watch some old school stuff, man. Because sometimes this new shit, it just gets on my nerves, man. But you know, we were getting some good fights this year. March, we got Parker versus AJ. We got Wilder, Ortiz. So I'm not saying we get no fights. You know what I mean? We got Whyte versus Parker. We got Pavek and Joshua coming up. You know what I mean? But sometimes just the negotiations and the things that are on YouTube, and it just gets frustrating sometimes, man. So I just say, fuck it. I'm just gonna watch just fights. I'm not uploading nothing. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be more active regardless of what's going on, regardless of what fight's not happening. But I've been known to do this. You know what I mean? I did it the longest hiatus I've ever taken on YouTube is when I had my first channel, was just Mr. Boxing Today. There's Mr. Boxing Today too. But on my Mr. Boxing Today channel, I literally took 2.5 years off. I was so pissed off with Mayweather Pacquiao not happening. Even though I'm a heavyweight channel, that was like the biggest fight that can be made for the sport, to grow the sport. You know what I mean? And I was so fucking frustrated, man, and going back and forth with people about who would win and all that. I took 2.5 years off. I was just like, man, this is just ridiculous. Why can't this fight happen? And just another year went by, another year went by. Just frustrated, man, when we don't get the fights. I get frustrated as a fan. You know what I mean? Levi Khan says Flores got caught with a shot behind the head against Trevor Bryan. I was there. He protested the call and asked for a rematch. Flores can outbox Trevor Bryan in a rematch. Man, no, he can't, bro. He got knocked down like 4. Yo, I had that highlight up. Then I got a fucking copyright strike. Don King Promotions hit me with the copyright. I'm trying to protest it right now. I got the highlight footage from the guy. His name is J Bird Media. He actually did the highlights and did the edit for it, and he put it on Facebook. And then I emailed him, got his permission to use it. I have a copy of all this. I emailed him, got his permission, told him I'll put all his information, his social media accounts in the description box, and give him credit for the video. I thought I was all good because I didn't see this fight be televised by anybody. So the other day, man, Don King Promotions hit me with a copyright. So I'm trying to protest it now. In no way was I trying to steal the footage, and you know what I mean? But shit, man. So why just keep the highlights to y'all selves? Let guys like me promote his win. I don't give a, man, I'm not trying to get paid off that shit. I'm just trying to promote his win. So people can, man, a lot of us haven't even, unless you went to the fight, a lot of us don't even know what the fuck happened in that fight. I don't know, maybe Don King, they're going to package the fight and put it up on social media somewhere for us to view. But it's like, why the fuck would you give a guy like me a copyright when I'm trying to show the world the highlights of your fighter? That was weird, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. But yeah, whoever's left that message, man, I seen from the highlights I seen, looked like Trevor Bryan was knocking his ass around the ring. So did he get hit behind the head 5 times? Because he hit the motherfucking canvas quite a few times. And from the highlight package I seen, some of them a lot of them punches look clean on some of them knockdowns, man. So I don't know. But you see,
Lewis says Tommy Morrison was too fast for forming Big George, and Big George, one of my top 3 favorite fighters of all time. Yes, Morrison did. He did outbox him. Ivan Lewis versus Morrison. How the fuck can I forget that fight was on Tuesday Night Fights? Brutal. That was like murderous, man. He should have got arrested for that shit. You know, they actually fought in the amateurs. That fight is on YouTube. You guys ever want to watch Mercer versus Morrison on YouTube? They fought in the Olympic trials. Obviously, Mercer won because he went on to win gold in the Olympics. But that fight's on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen Mercer versus Morrison amateur fight in the Olympic trials. But yeah, Mercer got him trapped against throw. And then that last one, he was just fucking relentless. The ref could have stepped in. But when he hit him with that last punch, it was like he was trying to kill him almost, man. And speaking of Morrison, I just watched a fight of his recently, the fight he had with Carl the Truth Williams, which was a very good fight. They both put each other down a few times. That was a very good fight. Morrison ended up pulling it out. That was another good fight of Morrison's. NBT's in? Oh, no, okay. Somebody said NBT. I thought my man NBT was in here. Let me see. Weed Degree says, Mr. Boxing Today, just wanted to say salute. Keep grinding. I appreciate that, man. Gaines PP says, Michael Moore versus Bruce Seldon. I will go with Michael Moore. Bruce Seldon, man, the Atlantic City Express. That dude had I know people, they got that Tyson memory, but Bruce Seldon had a damn good jab, man. An underrated jab. Atlantic City Express, Bruce Seldon. Let me see here. BJ, okay, Levi Khan. Let me see. Am I missing something? Trying to make sure I catch all these messages before I hop off. Just want to answer a few of these. All right, Levi Khan says BJ Flores versus Lucas Brown next wouldn't be bad, or BJ Flores versus Tom Schwartz is a decent matchup too. Him and Brown wouldn't be bad because I'm not sure what Brown has left. Tom Schwartz may be a little bit too much for him right now. Skid Plate says every form of fight straight through. BK Boxing 8 says respect to you, Mr. Boxing. I appreciate that. Robert Guerrera says, sup, big dog. Was good, man. Was popping. Levi Khan said, okay, you asked what? Hey, man, are you related to BJ Flores? Levi Khan, you got all types of fantasy matchups from my man BJ Flores. Shout out to BJ though, man. The dude's very insightful. I like when he's behind the mic commentating fights. So me saying he got his ass, so I'm not trying to disrespect Flores. I like the guy, you know what I mean? But from what I've seen in the ring, just boxing talk is talking. He got his ass whooped against Bryan, you know what I mean? But I do like Flores behind the mic, especially when he's on the NBC Sports. Very insightful dude, knows how to break down fights the proper way. You know what I mean? I have no problem with Flores. Robert Guerrero says, Errol Spence got me back in the boxing, man. Errol Spence is the truth. I know that's his nickname. That nickname is fitting. That motherfucker comes with a bang, man. He be hitting motherfuckers, man. It be seeming like when motherfuckers get hit by him, they don't want no more of that. And he's relentless. He has good technique. He kind of reminds me of Terry Norris in some ways. My father was saying he kind of reminds him of Ray Leonard. I don't really see that. I see more Terry Norris. My pop's tripping on that one, man. But I see more Terry Norris when I see Errol Spence fight. But boy, he be putting some motherfucking leather on people, man. They don't be wanting no more. They don't want none of that body attack. Relentless dude, man. I like Errol Spence. I like Terrence Crawford a little bit more, but I like Errol Spence. Skid Play says Don King still around. Amazing. Yeah, Don's still around, man. Waronia Zorro says, Mr. Boxing, would you like to see Gerald? Who would you like to see Gerald Washington fight next? I did a video earlier today, and I think, well, at least it seems as if Derek Chisora, not Derek Chisora, but what's my man's name? Chris Arreola saying he's coming back. He put up a post on Instagram of him hitting the bag, and then the caption under that said #soon as he was hitting the bag. So maybe like a crossroads fight like that. Washington just beat John Wesley No Fire. something like that. Maybe Brian Jennings, something like that, man. Andrew Reese Jr. probably be a good, would be another one. Those type of fights for Gerald Washington, I wouldn't mind seeing. Maybe Israel Gono, that'd be a good one. BJ Flores, no, I'm just fucking around. And right when I said it, fucking Levi Khan said BJ Flores versus Gerald Washington. Look, that's BJ Flores. Fuck that. Ivan Khan, you're BJ Flores. I think that's BJ Flores trolling, y'all. He said BJ Flores. That's crazy you brought that up. I think you related to him at least, man. Haplotype 0, what's good, man? He says, I stayed subscribed for the 2.5-year layoff. I get it. This YouTube stuff gets crazy sometimes, and I appreciate that, Haplo. You guys don't know Haplotype 0, man. If you want to hear about some old school shit, Peter Jackson, Jim Jeffries, Jim Corbett, Jack Dempsey, Harry Wills, John L. Sullivan. If you want to hear that type of shit, that type of boxing talk, go subscribe to Haplotype 0. He's been here as long. That first wave of guys I started watching, like Blood Boxing in 2007, 2008, around there, Haplotype is a part of that first wave of YouTubers. Historian. There's not too many guys I call historians on here. He is definitely one of those guys. He's right up there with the Blood Boxings, the Dwyers. I can go on. I don't want to start now because I know I'm going to fucking forget somebody, but he's right up there. I consider myself somewhat of a historian, more to just the heavyweights. But shout out to my man Haplotype, man. Been rocking with Haplotype for 10 years. You know what I mean? It's been a long time. All right, y'all. I keep saying I'm going to get off, man. And this fucking 3 hours is going to go by. Look, I'm going to just give a shout out to all. Ball is life. What's good, man? You still out there doing your thing? I think the last time we chopped it up, you told me you were in China. I think you still are you still in China? We'll see what my man Ball is life is talking about. He out there doing his thing, playing overseas. Bad Bart says, haha, yo, BJ, I mean, Levi, you shouldn't be fighting anymore. You forgot your own name. Ivan Lewis says, everybody is praising Wilder power like it's more immense than anybody. Ball's life says, close. I was in Japan. Oh, yeah, you was in Tokyo, right? Were you balling in Tokyo? But anyways, regardless of that, man, keep doing your thing. Still out there balling, still out there, got the love and the passion for it. Props to you, man. A few guys is out there doing their thing, still hooping. Follow me. Ball is life. Haven't seen him in a while though. My man Vince Camper, who was a Drew League MVP a few years ago, he follows me, comes to the channel. And my man Ticket TV is out there balling as well. I still believe Ticket is out there still playing overseas professionally. I'm not sure. Is he still playing? I think so. Oh yeah, that's right. You get moved around a lot because some of them overseas teams, they only allow so many fucking Americans on the team. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, you said we'll find out where I'll be playing this year in the next week. I was with the Hiroshima Dragonflies. That's what's up, man. Good luck to you. Hopefully you stay injury free, bro. Keep doing your thing. Bad Bar says, damn, MVP of the Drew League. Yeah, Vince Camper. Yep, I'm a fucking ball, man. Haplotype says, thanks, Mr. Boxing. Your channel is always entertaining and informative, too. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Look. Appreciate y'all showing up. Listen to me talk about obscure fucking heavyweights that 99% of people don't know who they are. And talking about the guys like Anthony Joshua, Wilder, Parker, Ortiz, Whyte, the mainstream guys. Appreciate y'all showing up, watching me hit the bag, watching me talk about these heavyweights, man, answering y'all's questions. Let me see. David Nicholas Jr. says, where Ticket playing? Fuck. I think in South America, I believe. Go to Ticket and ask him, but I believe he's playing in South America somewhere. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, I appreciate y'all. Salute. Till next time.
I'll check y'all later, man. I'm gone.